Mr. Peck, this is for you. Was it difficult for you? You said you got your dream job, like this sports marketing firm. Was it difficult for you to just kind of throw that all away and start on your own? Were you like nervous about doing that, or elaborate on that?
Yeah, it was very difficult. I mean, quitting a dream job in sports marketing, after 5 minutes, I'd be, oh, this is great, and another 5 minutes, like, what in the world did I just do? But I think if you're not somewhere that's really making you happy, you're not always advancing to where you want to be. It's not the dream job, maybe for you, maybe it's for someone else. You've got to make that decision. Do you want to continue, just being in an average job, or do you want to, continue? You want to try to do something better. So it's not an easy decision, but I guess it ended up being the right one, I think.
Great, thanks.
My question for Mr. Peck also. Is there a specific way that you express yourself through Twitter or LinkedIn to make sure that your messages has interest with other people and that it's like getting out there?
I guess, what I'm interested in is sports and social media, so that's kind of what I talk about. And that, I just kind of set aside certain times every day to write about it, to read about what other people are saying, to comment on what they're saying, to respond, to ask other people questions. So it's a good mix, I think. You can't just keep pumping yourself up. You can't promote yourself too much, but you can always participate in other people's conversations, ask people questions, and just be useful. Just basically, the kind of advice that I would say is just help people, and that kind of stuff will come back to help you in the long run.
Thank you. Questions for Mr. Mustard and Mr. Gibson? Yes, in the back.
Just for like across the board, have anyone studied or worked abroad, or what are the differences between working abroad and here?
Has anyone worked abroad? Let's start with Mr. Gibson.
The best I can tell you is I've traveled abroad. And we've had exchange students that we used to host. There's obviously cultural differences. But, just going to a different country, there's culture shock that lasts 6 months just to learn to adapt to that culture. So obviously, you got to just dive into it. That's the best advice I can tell you.
Thanks. Mr. Peck?
I studied abroad in Italy, in Florence, and not related to anything that I'm doing work-wise right now, but it was one of the best experiences of my life, I'd say. Just going somewhere completely new, learning a new language, being immersed in a new culture. There's really, it's kind of hard to put words around, I guess, what that really, what you get out of it until you do it, I guess. But it was very valuable for me just to go meet new people and experience a new culture and just see, more of the world than just how people, act and work and play in the U.S.
Great. And Mr. Hines?
Does occupying a foreign country count? Seriously, I did spend a number of weeks in both India and Pakistan. And India and Pakistan, as countries, hate each other. And they've been on the brink where they've actually gone to war a number of times over the last couple of decades. But I was, shocked to see that essentially it's the same people divided by a religion. And trying to figure that out was very challenging and kind of sad, but it's a reality, and you always have to be on your guard to make sure you don't kind of cross that line. It goes with any culture.
Thank you.
I would just say I never studied abroad, but several of my friends did, and that's my one regret that I wish I had done. So that's the one thing from undergrad I think I really missed out on. So if you get the opportunity and can afford to do it and you're good with your grades, I'd suggest it.
Great, thank you. A few more questions, yes?
Can I ask 2 questions?
Sure, let's start with one.
What was the one thing that made you decide to go on your own?
What was the one thing that made you decide to go on your own?
the fact that I thought that I saw an opportunity for, a need, an area that people weren't really dealing with, and thought that I could maybe provide a solution. And not to say that I'm definitely not the smartest person out there. There's definitely people that are way, way smarter than me. But just, saw the opportunity and decided to run with it. And, pretty young, didn't have a family, didn't have car payments, house payments. So figured if it didn't work out, start over and go back to the real world. But, I guess it was just that I saw that opportunity and decided to take it.
Great. Second question, go for it.
Mr. Hines, you said that you like to surround yourself with good people and that loyalty and integrity were two good qualities. What do you look for inside someone that you're trying to fulfill a leadership position besides those qualities?
So when you look for filling leadership positions besides loyalty and integrity, obviously a willingness to learn and to grow, but they all truly are subsets of loyalty and integrity. If you're loyal to the organization, and it's a two-way street, the organization needs to be loyal to you, the organization will give you the resources to learn and grow. At the same time, you need to provide the organization some of your time and resources to learn and grow. And as that occurs, it's pretty clear, especially if it's the right organization, that you will grow, and the organization will accommodate you and help you grow and give you positions of increased responsibility.
Thank you very much.
Great. We have time for another question or two. Anyone else? Yes.
This is kind of towards Mr. Gibson and Mr. Peck. Lately, a lot of athletes have been getting in trouble with Twitter. Like lately, one running back in the Chiefs, Ben announced his coach. My question is, do you guys foresee maybe in the future teams taking precautions with athletes using Twitter? And does maybe the York Revolution have any guidelines between that and your athletes? I'm gonna go first.
I think you've already seen some teams, ban Twitter in some cases. I think the Miami Heat is one example. Players aren't allowed to tweet while they're, at the stadium. The NBA, I think, has guidelines. It might be the NFL, but one of the leagues has guidelines on players aren't allowed to tweet 2 hours before or 2 hours after a game. But I think you'll see a lot more players being trained on how to use it. First of all, to benefit their own brand, to benefit the team, and then teams maybe even pulling some of those real-time updates onto their own websites so they can attract more eyeballs and get sell that sponsorship and advertising inventory around it. But John, you can take the York Revolution.
Yeah, overall, I think I agree with you. It's a First Amendment issue. You can never tell anybody that they cannot tweet or Facebook. However, that employer does not need to employ that player that continues to tweet or Facebook embarrassing information. So I don't think anybody will come out right and say, you can't. I think I agree with Mr. Peck that they're going to train these guys how to do it correctly in order to be a good marketing tool. For the Revolution, I don't believe our players are too active. They do Facebook, but I don't think they are up to speed enough to Twitter. However, our GM, assistant GM, and our mascot all have their own Twitter pages. So if the mascot says something wrong, well, I don't know. But so no, we all need to be aware, obviously, what's going on. And for those who are the super fans, they can follow the GM as he tells the new players we get and the other things that are going on. So I think it's a great vehicle to basically just communicate with your supporters.